It is September and time to bring out all those delicious fall recipes. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mansa Queen. If this is your first time here, you are absolutely welcome. In today's video, I will be showing you how I make my simple, delicious pumpkin bread using box cake mix. You guys love the box cake mixes and I am here for you. We're also going to be making our own homemade cinnamon honey butter to go with this delicious pumpkin bread. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into today's video. We're gonna start off by making the pumpkin bread. You would need one box of cake mix, and I prefer to use the Duncan Hines spice cake. Guys, this one right here already has all the necessary spices, but if you don't have this, you could just use any plain box mix and just add in the spices on the screen that I'm going to add there. Now to that, we're going to use 2 eggs, and since we're not making a cake, we're going for a bread. I am cutting down on the eggs today, so I'm only using 2 instead of 3 as the box would request if you were making a spice cake. Okay, now the start of the show, you're gonna need 1 15-ounce can of pure pumpkin, and I prefer the Libby's brand. It is so delicious. It is just pure pumpkin. I really love it. No additives, it's all natural, and that's what we're going to replace the water with. So no water, no milk. Then we are going to use some vegetable oil. Now for the cake, it does request for 1/3 of a cup of oil, but I'm going to cut it down to 1/4 because I don't want it to be like a cake. We're not making a cake, right? Again, all the ingredients will be listed in the description box. These are the only 4 ingredients you need. Trust me, this is going to be very delicious as well. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my pumpkin puree. You can use any pumpkin puree of your choice, but just make sure you have at least 15 ounces of that. And this is what it looks like. Look at that color. Beautiful. So now in a bowl, I'm going to start by cracking up 2 eggs. And now comes in my vegetable oil. Remember, I am using 1/4 of a cup instead of 1/3 as the box says for a cake. So that's all I need. Actually, I have seen people that only use 2 ingredients, which is the pumpkin puree and the box cake mix, but I want my bread to be light and still very moist, like a banana bread. So we're going ahead with these 4. Now just empty out the can of puree into the eggs. I just went ahead to beat the eggs lightly just so it would make my mixing process easier. If you guys are enjoying this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know what fun fall recipes you would like to see. Just drop a comment below and I will add it to my list. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead with my hand mixer because this is really simple. You can even use a whisk and just go ahead and mix all of those wet ingredients together. And now comes into dry ingredients. You just want to empty out a pack of that box cake mix. Guys, this spice cake, this particular Duncan Hines brand, it is everything. You don't even need to add much. It just has the right hint of sweetness and spice at the same time. And now we add in a pure pumpkin puree. Now, what do you call that? That is just what? Divine, heavenly. I love it. It is so delicious, trust me. Now, you're just going to go ahead and incorporate all the ingredients. Make sure that you don't overbeat it. You just want to mix everything just to make sure that you don't have any dry patches in the batter. This is what our batter looks like, nice and thick as you can see. And trust me, it already smells so good. You can smell those spices already. Now for today, I am going to be using a loaf pan, which is a 9x5, so just one big old loaf. You can decide to do 2 loaves or whatever you want to do, but for the baking instructions, make sure you read the box to make sure that you get the baking time right. Okay, so now into my 9x5 prepared pan. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. This is gonna make one big old loaf. Like I said, look at that batter, nice and thick. This is such a quick recipe. You want to preheat your oven even before you start mixing, because it literally takes a few minutes to put together. So by this time your oven should be preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That is what we're going to be using to bake this loaf today. And here it is. Here's a batter. I just try to smoothen up and level it up just a little, just so our loaf would come out cute and all of that. All right, so into our oven it goes. We're baking at 350 degrees, and as usual I am baking in the middle rack. And since this is a big loaf, you want to bake this for 50 to 60 minutes. Mine took exactly 55 minutes, so you want to check it at the 55-minute mark, okay? Now, moving on, we're going to go ahead and make our delicious cinnamon honey butter. And just as the name says, that is literally all the 3 ingredients you need. Some butter, 1 stick of butter, 1/4 of a cup of pure honey, and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Now, guys, it does not get easier than this. You want your butter to be at room temperature, because you want to be able to whisk this butter and beat it so that it will be as light and as fluffy as possible. I am going in for a copycat of Texas Roadhouse cinnamon butter. If you were in the US, you know what I'm talking about, guys. Who else goes to Texas Roadhouse more for the for the bread and the butter than anything else? That is me, Mansa, every day. I am a sucker for bread. I love bread so much, and that cinnamon butter at Texas Roadhouse is everything. Now, this is the vibe that this particular recipe is gonna give you. So you want to go ahead and mix the butter and honey really good, and then go in and add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You want high quality butter, high quality cinnamon, and high quality honey as well. I always emphasize this. High quality, good product will always ensure that your baked goods come out perfecto. Okay, now do not pity this butter, guys. You want to beat it to the point where it will be so light and fluffy and airy, almost like whipped cream. And that is the consistency we're going for. It is a Texas Roadhouse copycat, so we got to do it right, okay? And here we go. Look at that, nice and fluffy and so soft. Guys, you can actually store this in an airtight container and put it in your refrigerator. It can last for 2 weeks. Yeah, and then each time you want to use it, just let it get back to room temperature. In the meantime, our bread is out. Look at that. It looks really good, and let me tell you, my kitchen smells so divine. I absolutely love baking bread. You know, my banana bread is so good, and this, I don't know if this is my favorite right now. This is just so good, and it is so simple. Just using everyday ingredients that you have in your house. Once you get your box cake mix and your pumpkin, which you're always going to have lying around since it's fall, so why not go for it, guys. Now you want to stick a skewer in the middle and make sure that it comes out dry, an indication that your bread is all done. Now let me cut it up and see what we're working with, guys. Look at that. Just look at that. Oh, this is so good. The bread was still warm, and let me tell you, this is even better the day after everything settles. So here we go. It is still nice and warm. My butter has been sitting in the refrigerator, so it has actually congealed a little. So you want to make sure that you bring it out early enough so it could get back to room temperature, and it would just go back to that fluffy state that it was in when we just made it. So go ahead, help yourself, spread that butter, and go for it, guys. I am so happy that I get to share this recipe with you, and I really hope you get to try it as well. I really love it. Everybody in my house is raving about this pumpkin bread. Easy, only 4 ingredients needed, no hassle, nothing. You can actually even cut out the eggs if you are allergic and just keep it as vegan as possible. That is how easy it is. You cannot beat that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. Feel free to share with your friends and family. And until I catch you in my next one, I want y'all to stay safe, and don't forget to drop a comment for your girl and hit that like button. Bye, y'all.